Hey y'all, I'm back with another DIY video and this is day 3 and I'm going to be transforming chipboard. So I have here a pack of Amy Tangerine plain chipboard and obviously you can leave them craft colored or you can add things right on top, but I think they're kind of meant to be DIY. And so what I decided was I am going to do something very similar to what I've done before with wood veneer, but I'm going to do it with chipboard this time. The easiest way for me to color chipboard is to use pigment inks, just using the entire pad. Now, obviously, you can use acrylic paint or you can use, what's another product? You could use Versamark ink with embossing powder, but I actually just decided to go with mostly pigment ink with the exception of this white ink that's super saturated. It's Hero Arts Unicorn ink, I believe. And since it's so saturated with color and with the white, you could still kind of see through. I actually decided I was going to put 2 coats. I was going to let the first coat dry. But with me being as impatient as I am, I decided to go ahead and just use some Hero Arts white embossing powder. So any sticky ink will do, or any super wet ink will do with embossing powder. And I'll heat set that here in a second. For these last couple of chipboard pieces, I actually took my Krylon gold leafing pen and I decided to just color right on top of that instead of using my gold embossing powder. And then for this last one, I'm using a black pigment ink. I'm not going to leave those as is, although you can. I'm going to go ahead and heat set these 2 white ones, and then I'm going to add some things on top of several of these. So first I'm getting this heated up, and actually I heated it before I turned on the camera, and you'll see how much more solid that square is. And then also same thing with the scalloped circle that I have there. I made a little bit of a mistake and I'll show you here in a second when I do, but I used the wrong kind of ink, or I don't really think you can use ink on top of embossing powder, and obviously because it's just going to resist. But I was thinking like maybe since it's dry, maybe since it's a different material it would work, and I'll show you here in a second what I did. But on that one, I really kind of like the way that that turned out. I used a word that said love, although it's really hard to see in camera. But basically I just kind of put like a really subtle imprint into that speech bubble. For the heart, I put hello right on top in pigment ink. And then for, I think this is where I think I'm going to stamp right on top of this white one. And then I realized, no, okay, I'm going to do the circle, the orange circle first. And I'm actually going to use that for a Halloween picture. And then I'm going to stamp right on top of the Krylon ink or the Krylon pen. And that worked out pretty well. And then here I'm kind of trying to figure out what am I going to do with these white ones. And first on this one, I'm actually going to place stickers right on top, and I'm just going to put a little phrase. And then with that other one, I'm going to redo because I've either already messed it up. I think I have, because it must be setting aside somewhere. I think I did. So I'm going to have some final photos here in a second. Here is where I'm redoing the square because like I said previously, I messed it up. And so I have placed a little bit of washi right on top just to cover up the mess up because I used, like I said, ink right on top and it obviously resisted. I don't think I was thinking clearly, but whatever. And then on this one, I stamped a little cork heart with pigment ink, and then I placed it right onto that, on top of that heart. The final, the video really doesn't do these justice, and I even like wasn't sure if I should post it because I don't think that they turned out as awesome as I wanted them to. But I really like the final products, and especially in the layouts, and you'll see here with like the close-ups, I do like the way that they turned out. It's just in the video it was hard to see. So you'll see there kind of how I use them and how I think it really does add something to your photos or to your layouts, but it was just hard to see in the video itself. But I hope you guys enjoyed and have a great rest of the week.